Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be handling our form. So in previous video we already saw how to validate our form datas, right? And also we are showing the errors depending on the validations. Now after completing the validation, what we have to do, we have to handle the datas and we have to store those datas in the database. Okay, so let's see how can we do that. We already saw how to store data into the database in our eloquent videos, but in that time we was working with static datas. All right, now we have the dynamic datas, like we'll be storing the data that is coming from these inputs. Got it? So let's do it. Let's go to code editor. Now let's see, let's go to controller. So here is the block controller, right? Here is our validations, and after completing the validation, if the validation is successful, then we'll get this diagram response, which is form submitted. Let's check it out. Let's go here. If I submit it empty, it will throw error. So here, as you can see, we are getting all of the errors, right? If I put some values here, let's add some dummy contents here, and also in the status. If I click on submit, look at here, we are getting this string form submitted, right? Instead of this string, if we just add the request instance and call the all method, you will be seeing that we are getting all of our data here. Recent, as you can see, we are getting all of the data here, right? Now as we are getting all of our validated data, we can store them into the database easily. So let's go here. I can put here a command that store data. Got it? Now what we can do, as you know that for adding a new element or new data into the table, we can use the model, right? So we have to create an instance of the model that we want to add data to. Okay, so first of all, let's add a variable here. Let's say we can call it log, actually, is equals to, and as I showed you before, we have to use new keyword and we have to create a new instance of a model. So we'll be storing all of our data in the block table, so obviously we have to call the block. Got it? So we created an instance of our block class. Now we can access all of the attribute of the block table, right? So if I open the database manager for better visibility, we have id. We don't have to add any kind of id data here because it will generate it automatically. Then we have the category id, right? So from the block we can access the category underscore id and is equals to. Now what we can do is we can call this request. Basically, as I said, that from the request instance we can access all of the submitted form datas. So we are submitting our form in the create route, and create route is basically, I mean, store route, and store route is basically hitting this method, right? So all the data will available to our this request instance. So from here we can access those datas. From the request you can chain it like with this arrow sign, like a object orienting way. From the request we will access the category. Okay, this is basically our fields name. If I go to create.blade.php, here we have a field name which is what it is here, category, right? So we are accessing that category here from the request. Got it? And we are assigning the value in this attribute, which is category id, right? So this is one way to grabbing data from the request. We can add another one. I mean, there is another way, which is basically input. We can call it input and add the name of the field. So it is exactly the same. From the request input we're grabbing this input, right? But I like to make it a little bit short, so I use this way. Okay, this will work fine. After that, let's add again blog instance. Now let's go to database. Then we have, after the category id, we have the title, right? So call the title attribute is equals to, we can call the request. From there we can access the title. Got it? After the title we have the body now. So blog body, and from the sorry, we have that is equals to request body then we have the status. Blog status is equals to request status. Got it? So we assigned all of our dynamic values into the attributes. Now we have to save it, and if you recall, for save a data in the database, the looking method is blog. From the instance, we will access the save method. That's all we have to do here. Got it? Okay. Now after what? After creating the data, so it will create a data in the database. Then what will happen? So what will happen is, what we will do actually, we will redirect the user in the previous page. Okay, so when the user will submit this data, I mean submit the form, look at here, when the user is submitting the form, he will redirect to this page. Okay, because he is posting all of the data. So if we don't redirect the user in the previous page, in the block create page, so what will happen, after submitting the form, user will get a blank page. Okay, so we don't want that. We need to redirect the user, so I will add return redirect. And if you don't know about this redirect helper function, basically via this redirect function we can redirect a user, or you can say redirect a request to any other route. Okay, so what we're doing, return request redirect, and we will change a method which is back. Okay, so it will redirect the user to previous page, that's mean back page, the user previous page where he came from. Got it? So that will do the job. Now let's go here, refresh this page again, and let's try to add some stuff here. Let's say I will add sports as my category, and you can add here, this is a sports post. Okay, we can add a body here as well, and the status will be active. Fine, let's click on submit. Let's see what happened. And look at here, we redirect back, our form is now empty. That's mean our store method is executed, and all the data that we added here is now stored into the database. How to check it? Let's go to database. We are currently at the block table. Go to data. If I refresh it again, look at here, we have a new data. Okay, ID is 2. This is a sports post. Remember my title that I just put it here. Here is the description, and here is the status. And look at here, the created at and updated at is filled automatically via Laravel. So in the created at table, it is added the time when this post has been created, and in the updated at, it is the same time for now. In future, when we will update this post, in here the time will update it. Got it? Let's check it once more time. I will add some dummy contents here. Let's say I will put here 1 2 3 4 in the title for better understanding. Click on submit. We'll redirect back again, and if I refresh this page, here as you can see we have a new entry. Okay, here we made the changes in the title 1 2 4 1 2 3 4, so we are getting it here. So yeah, everything is look good. What we can do, we can also cover the status part as well. So when we are redirecting back, we are not getting any kind of notification that we are redirect back, right? So we can add a notification actually. So let's see how to do that. It's pretty much simple. If I go here, so in previously what we are what we was doing, we are just redirecting the user back. What we will do, we'll flash a alert now. Okay, so how to do that? It's pretty much easy. We have a session method, or you can say session helper function. Okay, so via session helper function, you can store any kind of data in your session. Okay, so in session we have a method called flash. Okay, so in the flash I will add a key and a value. In the flash, let's say success will be my key, and the value will be your blog has been created successfully. Got it? So this will be our message. That's all we have to do at our controller side. Now after we will put this, what this will do is it will flash this session. That's mean it will store this data in the session for just one reload. Okay, so when the user will go back, redirect back page, he will saw the message. Okay, so after that when he will reload the page again, this session will automatically disappear because we are using flash session. Okay, so flash session only stays one reload. So when the user or admin will reload the page, the session will be destroyed automatically and he will be not able to see the notification again. So we handle the backend part, we have to handle the front end part as well. That's mean we have to show this message at the front end. So we have to go to create blade, and what I can do, in previously we added here the error, right? I mean we are looping the errors. So I will go outside of this if condition. I will add another if condition here for show the success message. So it will be blade directive if. Then here what I'll do, I'll call the session function again. Session, remember I'm using the session helper function, and this type of helper function can be accessed from all over the project. This is the helper functions from Laravel. Got it? Okay, so I'm calling the function and we will take help of has method. Okay, has method will check that in our session do we have a certain key. So look at here, we added a key here. So we're creating a flash session. Here is our key and here is the value. So what I'll do, I'll just copy the key. Let's go back and paste it here. So what we are doing, we're checking our session, that in our session do we have this success key or not. If we have, in that case what we will do, we will show a alert. So what I can do is I can just copy this portion from my error, paste it here, and we have to change the alert. This time alert will be success because we are sending a success message. And also we have to remove this portion. We have to get this success value. So this is the key, right? We are checking that if the key is exist into our session or not. If it exists, we will show the success value. Okay, if I go to again at the controller here, as you can see, here is the key and this is the value of this key. So how to access the key from the session? It's easy. Just call the session function again and put the name of the key here. Got it? It will give us the value of the key. That's all we have to do here. Now if I go to my front end, refresh this page. Okay, so we are not getting any kind of notification here because we wrapped our condition into the this if condition. If condition, right, where we're checking the session. So currently we don't have any kind of a key called success into our session. That's the thing. Now let's add some data here. Let's click on submit, and as you can see, as our data has been created, we're getting a response here. The blog has been created successfully. Okay, so now we are getting a success message here. Now if I refresh this page, you'll be saying that the response has been disappeared, or session has been destroyed, because we are using flash session, and flash session only stays one reload. That's mean if the user after getting the notification, if user refresh the page, the session will automatically destroy it. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand how to handle the from datas. Okay, so in the next video perhaps we'll be working with the uploads feature, like how to upload file in Laravel. This that's gonna be really interesting, because when we work with real project, often we have to handle forms, upload files and other stuff. So you'll be learning how to upload images or files in Laravel. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Take care. So hello everyone. So in this video we'll be learning about how to handle file upload. So in previously we saw how to handle our form. We are storing all of our form data into the database, right? Now suppose you need a image input. I mean you want to upload a file or image. So how you will handle it? So we'll be learning it in this video. So let's start. Let's go to code editor. Now first of all, what we have to do, we have to add a new input into our create blade. So let's open the create blade, scroll a bit, and here we have the image the category input. I mean, we have a select input here, right? We have a div here. What I can do, I can just copy this entire div from here and paste it at the top. So at the top, I mean at the first input will be our image input. It will be here. So let's go here. This time we'll be not using the select, so just remove the select. We can add here input. Also the type will be file and the name will be image, and let's add a class which will be from control. Okay, so that's it. We can change this error value. It can be image, right? So it should do the work. Let's go here, refresh this page. Okay, so here we have a file input. Now we can change the title as well, so it can be image. Got it? Refresh this page. Okay, so our input is ready. Now we have to make this input dynamic. Okay, so the plan is when user will select the image from here, let's say go to download. So let's say user will select the image, and when he will submit the image, first of all we will upload the image at our storage. Okay, after uploading the storage, we will be grabbing the path of the storage and we'll be storing the path at our database. Okay, we'll be not storing the image at the database, we'll be just storing the reference, or you can say the path of the image. Then when we want to show the image at our front end, we will just put the image link in the src of the image. That's all. Okay, so let's do it then. Let's go to corridor again. First of all, before moving into the controller part, we have to do a important step, which is in the form we have to put n-type multi-part from data, because we are working with image, right? So we have to obviously use this n-type multi-part from data, otherwise our image will not submit. Okay, so this is really important. Sometimes happens we forgot about this n-type and we wondered that why our code is not working, why the image is not uploading, right? So you have to always remember that you have to add this n-type in the form if your form holds any kind of image field, right? Okay, now what I'll do is let's go to controller. Now we can work with the controller. Here we have the validation part. Before the validation part, I always like to check my datas, that in the controller am I getting the necessary datas or not. So before checking the validation, I will just diagram the request for check all the values. Let's put here all, and yeah, now let's go to our front end again, refresh this page. Let's say I will select the image first. From here, just select this image and add some dummy content here. Okay, now click on submit, and here as you can see, we can see all of our data. We have the title, fine, we have the category ID, body, status. Now as you can see, we have a new item here, which is image, which is basically holding a instance of our image. Look at here, we have the path and other stuff and some necessary information. Basically we don't have to think about this stuff. We'll be just first of all handling the validation part of the image. We'll be validating that image is image is itself a image or not, right? So as we are working with the blog, user will be able to upload only a image for as a image. If the file the user is trying to upload is another extension like zip or any other extension, it can be, in that case we will throw a error. So image have to, the file have to be a image. Got it? So as we are getting our image into the request instance, that's mean we can validate it. So first of all, what we have to do here, we have to add here image, the field name of our input. Then an image will be also required, so make it required, and it have to be a image. Okay, so Laravel have a predefined rule which is image, which basically help us to validate a file it's checked that if the file is image or not. Okay, it suppose all kind of image like GIF, JPG, PNG, or any other image extension. Only the image type extension, not the file. If user upload a zip or any other extensions file, in that case user will get a error. Got it? Now we are recurring this field and we are checking the image, and also we can add another rule here. We will add a max size. Max size will be, let's say, 3000. That means around roughly 3 MB. Got it? So in previously we already used this max into the title, right? So we are doing it here as well. Basically, in case of image or file, when we add here max, so we have to add here the max size of the file, the max size we want to accept as a file. And in case of string, when we use max, it is basically mean the characters, how many character we can accept. So in this title case, we add max to 255. That means user cannot add more than 255 character in the titles, otherwise he will get error. But in case of image or any kind of file, when we use this max parameter, or you can say max rule, in that case it is represent as a size. Okay, and we put our size in kilobyte, not MB. That's why I want to make, I mean, I want to only accept the images which is less than 3 MB. So that's why we are putting here 3000. Okay, I hope I understand, and our validation part is completed. Now let's check it out that if our validation is working or not. If I just hard refresh it, let's click on submit. As you can see here, we have a now new error. The image field is required, because our image field is required by default. We added the required rule into the image, right? Now if I try to select a file that is not a image, let's say this one, a exe file, let's submit it, and here as you can see we got a modified error again. The image field must be an image, so the field we added here, from here user can only upload an image file, not any other file. Got it? So it's working. So that's it for the validations part. Now what we have to do, we have to work with the main logical part. That means we have to upload that image. First of all, we have to grab the image name actually. Okay, then what we will do, we will upload that image into our storage. Okay, then we will get the path of the storage, and what we will do, we will concat the path and the image name together, and we will store, I mean, we will create a full form of image stored path, and we will store that string into the database. Got it? Then when we need to show the image at our front end, we can just call that data from the database and just echo it at the front end. Got it? Now first thing first, before I mean touching the logical part, we have to create a column into our database, right? Basically currently we don't have any kind of image column in our block table, right? So we have to create one now. So I will show you how can you add a new table, sorry, not table, new column into a existing database. So currently if I run php artisan migrate, it will show nothing because all the files has been already migrated. Right now what we can do, we can modify our existing file, which is migration file. If I open it, you will get a better view. Then let's go to migration, and here is our blog migration, right? So what I can do, I can add a new column here and I can remigrate this file. But what will happen, we have to add php artisan fresh because we made a change into this file, I mean in this migration, blog migration, right? So what will happen, all of our data will be wiped, and we don't want that because it contains our blogs, right? So in this kind of scenario where you have to add a new column into your existing table, you can create a separate migration and you can attach that migration with the existing migration. So what will happen when you will run php artisan migrate, it will only run the extra file that we created, which will add some new column into your existing table. Let me show you. Now let's open the terminal and I'll be clearing it. Okay, now let's run php artisan make migration. Now what I'll do, in previously when we created migration, I showed you a format of writing the migration name, if you recall. Okay, there is a convention of writing migration name. It will start with create underscore, then you have to provide the table name, then underscore table, right? But this time we are adding a new column into the existing table, so our name will be like this: add underscore, we can call it column underscore to underscore, then we can add here a table name. Let's say our table name was blogs. Okay, now you can add any other name as you prefer, but this convention is human readable. You can just understand that what this migration is doing. It will add a column to the blogs table. Got it? After adding your name of the migration file, you have to put here a flag which is dash dash table is equals to, then you have to provide your table name. So what is our table name? Our table name was blogs. If I open the DB manager, here as you can see our table name is blogs, right? Blogs. So I put it here, table dash dash table is equal to blogs. Make sure you add this flag, otherwise it will not work. By this flag we are telling Laravel that we want to create a extra column for our this table. Okay, let's press enter. Okay, so I'm at the wrong path, sorry. Let me go inside my project first. cd test project. Okay, now let's run the command again. This one, php artisan make migration at column blocks dash dash table block. So here as you can see, it created a new migration for us. Okay, now let's open the migration. Here's the newly created migration. Look at here, we have our table name block, right? Okay, now here what we have to do, we have to call this table instance. Okay, and we will access the data type. So what kind of data type we need, we can add here, actually here we can add text as our data type. Okay, and our column name will be image. That's all. We need only one column, that's why I'm putting here one column. If you need some more columns, in that case you can just add the table. I mean, you can just call the table instance, define your data type and provide your column name. Then what you have to do, you have to go to terminal and run php artisan migrate, and here as you can see, it migrated our new table, not the table, new migration file. Now we have to see that is this file is, I mean this column is now existing to our table or not. Okay, let's see, let's go to our DB manager. I will collapse this table, select it and refresh it. After the refresh, open the blog. Look at here, and at the end of all the columns we have a new column which is image, right? Look at the data type, it is text. So we should have make it actually nullable, otherwise we will get some errors. Okay, so because we just put it the column after creating some datas. If I go to data, so we have some datas, but this column is totally empty, but it's totally fine as we are testing it now, so we don't have to think about it. So we successfully added a new column into our block table. Now you know how to add a new columns with migration easily. Okay, so as we have the new column, that's mean we can we can touch our main logical part. So let's go to block controller again. So after the validation part, what I'll do here, I'll add a if condition here. If request from the request instance we will call a method which is has file. Okay, and in here we have to add our file name. So our input name was image, basically not file name, actually our input name. So in the create blade, you know that we added a name for the input which is image, so we are putting this name into the hash file. So what this method will do, it will check that this file really exists into our request or not. If it's not exist, so it will provide the false and this block of code will not run. Got it? Okay, so in here I will take another variable which will be image, and it will hold our image request, and we will call the file, and from there I will access the image. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to extract the image name first. Okay, so let's say image name is equals to, let's call this image, image, and from the image we will access a method called get client original name. Okay, so what this method will do, it will give us the file's original name with the extension. It will not only give us the name, it will provide us the name of the file with its own extension, which is really necessary for us, because if we store the data without extension, so it will not work, right? Okay, so as we are grabbing the image name, fine. Now all we have to do is we have to upload the file into the local storage or our storage. So one thing to notice, that Laravel have a storage folder. If I open the storage folder, we have the app, then we have this public folder. So by default, when you upload anything, it will go to this folder, right? If you choose the traditional way, but sometimes it causes some issues. I mean, I'm not saying it's not work, or that's a bad way to upload your file in this folder. It is basically the best way to upload your files and the legit way, because Laravel recommend you to upload your files into this storage folder, right? So when you by default, when you upload anything, it will go to the public folder of this store folder, right? But what happened, most of us use share hosting, right? So in that case, if we upload our all the images file inside this storage folder, it causes some issues in the server. We have to do lots of work to make it work. I mean, not lots of work. I mean, it is a little bit tricky for newbies to set up in cPanel, right? So what we will do, instead of uploading our image directly into the storage, we know that we have a public folder, and I already told you in my directory structure video, all of our public public files will go inside this public folder, and obviously the image that we will show at our front end, those will be publicly available. So instead of putting them into the storage, what we can do, we can create a folder into this public folder. So I'll create a folder uploads. Okay, so suppose in this folder I'll upload all of my images. Got it? We'll directly upload our images into the public folder. That's mean in the server we don't have to do any kind of additional setup for show the images, right? Because as I said, all the files inside the public folder will be publicly available. Okay, so right, so we'll be uploading it here. So let's go here. What I'll do is I'll put here image, let's call the image, and Laravel have a move method. Okay, basically move method takes two parameters, one is the directory and second is the file name. Got it? So what I'll do is, first of all, we will add our path. So our path, where is our path? Our path is inside the public folder. So first of all, we have to grab the public folder address. How can we do that? We have a method, or you can say we have a helper function in Laravel, which is public underscore path. It will give you only the path of the public folder. Okay, so via this method we can access the child folder as well as it is giving us the path of the main folder. Then what we have to do, we have to access the sorry, uploads folder. Okay, this will be our move path where our image will be stored. So it will store in this upload folder in the public folder. Got it? And at the second argument, we have to add our image name. So we already collected our image name in this variable, paste it here. Got it? So that's all we have to do for storing and getting the name of our file. I think that will do the job for now. Now after that, what we have to do, we have to store the name of the file, I mean address of the uploaded file into our database, as I said before. So we have to create the URL, I mean the path. Okay, we know where we are uploading our file, and we also know that what is the name of our file. So what I'll do here I will add new variable here. I'll call it image path is equals to, first of all I will put this path here. Got it? Put it here, and before doing anything I like to check it first of all. So this time we will be using Laravel Tinker. We already used the Tinker. We can interact with our application with the Tinker, as we know, PHP artisan Tinker. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll copy this portion from here. Let's go back to code editor. So we are at the Tinker shell. I will just paste this code. Let's see what it returns us. Enter. So it is returning us the full path of our public address. So it is also we are currently at the local development environment, right? So it is showing me the Laravel path entirely. It's totally fine. So here what I have to do, I have to concat the image name. Got it? So what I'll do is I will add here a slash in the subfolder name, and I will concat our name of the image here. Got it? Just end this line and it will do the job. Okay, now we have a variable which is image path, which will hold our image path. Okay, now what we can do, after the category you can copy this stuff, paste it here. We can access the image attribute from the database, and what I'll do, instead of adding here request, we will just add the image path here. So we'll be just storing the image path. Okay, so everything is set. Now we have to check out that everything is working or not, if is our image is uploading or not. Let's go to our front end. So here it is. I'll be giving it a refresh first. Now let's select the image. So we have some images. I will select this image, and let's select a category. Then let's add some titles and other stuff. I can just fake fill them, fill it. Let's click on submit. Let's see what happened. So wait a bit. Okay, it is giving us a success response, which is a good sign. It is saying that your blog has been created. Right, now let's first of all open this upload folder in the public folder. Open it. Look at here, we have a image inside the uploads folder. That's means our image is uploaded. As you can see, we can see the image now, right? So we successfully uploaded the image. Now we have to check out that did we store the data in the database. So let's open our DB manager. If I refresh it, and here as you can see, we are storing the image path, but I made a mistake here. The mistake is, look at here, I am saving all my stuff, I mean entire local path into the database, which is totally wrong. So that's mean we cannot use the public method here. We don't need that. Actually it will be like this, slash, or we can just remove the slash. It will be upload slash the image name. Okay, so we need only the child path. We don't need the actual parent path, which is this one. The public path is sending us, right? We need only the child path, and we'll be storing the child path at the database. And now when we'll be using the image at our front end, we can just take help of the asset method. If you don't know asset method, what is this asset function is, basically this is exactly like public path. It will return the link of the public path. Okay, but the main public path basically return you the base path, and it will return you the URL path. If I show you in the Tinker again, if I clear it, and if I copy this portion, copy, not the copy, actually I have to cut it, otherwise it will give us error. If I put it here, enter, it will give us a error. Obviously we have to pass something here, so let's add asset, and I will add a string here. Let's say here test, enter. Look at here what it is giving us. It is giving us a URL, I mean with the domain it is giving us the path, right? But in case of public path, you know that it only gave us the path of the local path, I mean local storage path. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So let's add another image, I mean another post. Let's go here, I'll select a new image from here. Let's say I can select this one, and I can select some contents here as well. Done, click on submit, and we're getting this success message again. Now if I go to code editor and open the uploads folder, here we have 2 images, right? Fine. After that, let's check out our database, refresh this one. So this is our new database. Look at here. Now our data is basically the child path, right? So here, as you can see in the images, we have some spaces here and other stuff. You can be more creative. You can creative. You can remove this spacing, or you can generate a random text or number here and use it as a image name. It's totally up to you. For now, it's totally fine for me. Got it? So that's how you can upload a image with Laravel. Okay, if you want to make it a little bit more modular, what we can do, we can create a extra method here, like let's call create a public method which will be upload file. Okay, now let's remove all of this, and I can just cut this portion and paste it here. Got it? Here, as you can see, it is giving us a error. So we can take error is coming from this request instance, and we don't have any kind of request instance here, right? So what I can do here, I can add the request instance here. Then after that, we can also add here a path variable which will hold our image path or file path. Okay, now what we will do is we can put this path here. So we have to pass a dynamic path. For now we are uploading everything in the uploads folder, so I don't think we need path for now. But if you want to change, I mean make this path dynamic, sometime you have to upload the image in uploads folder. There can be some more folders like image folder where you want to only upload the images. So in case, you can make it a little bit more modular. For now I think that's it for my case. So as we are inside a method, we have to obviously return the response. So I will just return this variable. Okay, so after completing the upload, what it will do, it will return the path. Okay, now obviously as we are not working the logic inside the store method, we have to call this upload file method into our store method. Okay, we moved all of our logical code for upload images or file, as you might say, into a separated method. So our code is little bit more modular right now. So I will add here a variable. Let's say this will be my variable is equals to, and let's call this, from this we will call upload file. Okay, and we have to pass a parameter obviously, which will be the request. So I will just pass this request instance inside it, just in this line. Okay, and this will upload file. Okay, it will upload the file and store it into our database. Basically storing part is happening here. We are just generating the path of our file, then we are putting it here. Got it? So let me check it out again. Let's refresh it first and let's select the image now. I think we can select this one. Let's select a category, or we can add some dummy content here. Obviously added some dummy content, click on submit, and look at here, we're getting still the success message. Now if I go to my DB manager, refresh this page, here is a new data and here is our path, right? So that's it for this video. That's how you can upload your images, and also you can module your code base. Though in real project I don't use this approach. I created a I most of the time created trades which basically handle all of my uploads stuff. So we'll be doing, we'll be checking out this sort of trade stuff or advanced type of stuff in our project videos. For now, as a beginner, just understand how to upload a file in Laravel. So I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Take care. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be discussing about middlewares. So in Laravel, middlewares acts as a bridge between the incoming HTTP request and the application route handlers or controllers. It allows you to filter and modify the HTTP request before they reach the intended destination. Middleware provides a convenient way to add additional layers of functionality to your application request handling process. Okay, and in the in the Laravel, middleware is one of the important topic to talk about, because as I said, it acts as a bridge between the incoming HTTP request and your route handlers. That means when a user sends a request, it first of all will go through the middleware layer, okay, then it will go to its destination, right? So in this middleware layer we can add some sort of authentications or anything. We add extra functionalities to filter the request. Got it? So in previous video we worked with the block create feature, right? Suppose now you want to add some sort of feature like only the admin will able to access the create page, block create page. A normal user cannot access a create page, access our block create page. So what will happen? So when the admin will send request for go to the block create page, so we will add a middleware there, and middleware check that if the admin is the user is a admin. If user is a admin, that means it will fulfill the validation and redirect the user to the create page and block create page. Or other hand, if the user isn't an admin, in that case it will return the user to any other page, or it will send response unauthenticated, something like that. Okay, so now let's see a practical demonstration how to create and set up middleware. So for create a fresh middleware, we have a artisan command in Laravel. Let me clear the terminal, and the artisan command is php artisan make middleware. Okay, then you have to provide the name of your middleware. We can call it, let's say, admin check, something like this. That's it, enter, and it will create a middleware inside the app folder, app http middleware folder. Got it? Let's check it out. Let's go to terminal, not the terminal, actually code editor. Then let's open the http middleware, and we have the auth check.php. Got it? So in here you will find only one method, which is handle method. Okay, and if we implement this middleware into a route or even controller, what will happen when the user will try to access those route or those controller, this middleware will act as a filter of the request. So the request will go through this filter first, middleware first, then we will be putting here some checkings. We can put here some checkings. If it fulfills the checkings, and if it is not, if we not get any kind of error, in that case we will pass the user to the next request. So it will go to the destination, the request will go to its destination. Otherwise we will just redirect the request to another page, or we can even throw a error. Got it? So currently we didn't work with the authentication part in our project. We didn't saw how to scaffold the authentication in Laravel. So we'll be doing it in our upcoming video. But for testing, we can put some dummy checkings here. Got it? Because we don't have any kind of authentication system that via that we can check that we are current logging. I mean the current logging user admin or not. Even we don't have any kind of logging system, right? So for now, just bear with me, just do as I am doing. So in the future couples of video, you will understand entirely about the middleware when we will work with the basic authentication system in our project. Got it? Okay. So we created a middleware. Now we have to register this middleware into our kernel. Okay. If you see here in this HTTP folder, we have a kernel folder. Here it is, kernel.php, right? So we have to register our this newly created middleware into the kernel, otherwise it will not work. Okay. And why you will register the middleware? You have to register the middleware into the middleware property. Here as you can see, we have a protected property which is middleware. Got it? So we have to add it here. So here we have a comment out line. I can just copy it and paste it here. Got it? And we can uncomment it. So our middleware is inside app folder, HTTP folder, middleware folder, and the name of the middleware is admin check, right? So app HTTP middleware. So in the middleware we have this new middleware admin check. VS Code is giving me a hint and I just click on it, and we are adding here : class. Got it? So our middleware is now registered. Now we can use this middleware from our route file or even into our controllers. Okay. Now let's add some dummy authentication here. Like as I said, this middleware, when we will use this middleware into a route, it will work like a filter, request filter. So we can add some dummy statement here. Let's say if true, false. If false, so in that case what we will do, we will return redirect, and we can add here a specify a route where we will return. Let's say I will open the web.php. Let's see, do we have any kind of route? Okay, we have a main route which is this one, right? Which is basically returning the root route, which is basically returning the welcome page. I can add here a name for this route, name home. Got it? So let's go again. So we will redirect the user to home page in this line. So this is a basic if condition. We don't have any kind of data here to check, so that's why I'm just putting here false. So suppose we have a logging system, so when the user will log in, obviously there will be a session into our site via we can check, we can grab all the user details and other stuff. So via that we can check that if the user is admin or not, if we create any kind of rolling system into our project. So in that case we can do it like this: auth user is admin is equals to 1. In that case we can put it like this here, and also you can put it like is not 1. Okay, so assume that we have a user table. If you don't know, we have a default user table into our Laravel project from the beginning. So this is the default table that Laravel have. When we migrate our tables, it automatically migrated. So in here, as you can see, we have some fields. We can create a new field which will be is admin, right? So if a user is admin, we can put 1 to that is admin field. So by that we can know that this is a admin user. This is the basic concept. Actually we can do it more complex way and more flexible way, but I'm just telling you that what we can do with the middleware. So from this user instance we can access the isAdmin table, okay, and we can check its value. If it's not 1, that means it's not a valid user, or you can say it's not the admin user. In that case we can return the user to another page, right? We'll be seeing a practical demo later on. For now I can put here false, false. So if it's false, we will redirect the user to home page. If it's true, in that case we will pass the request to its destination. Got it? So we created the middleware, we registered the middleware in the kernel. Now we have to implement the middleware, right? Basically this video's purpose is only show you how to create and implement middleware, and the condition part we can cover it in our next video. But I hope you already understand what I'm trying to say. In here you can check any kind of condition you like, depending on the condition. You can either return the request to another page or pass it to the request destination. Got it? Let me show you. Now everything is done. Now how to implement a middleware into a route. So for implementing middleware into the route, what we can do, here is our resource route, right? Blog resource route. Here what we can do, we can chain another method which is middleware. Okay, in the middleware either you can pass a array. So currently we have single middleware, so we can also pass here API. Got it? So our middleware name was, so did we add any kind of name for our middleware? I don't think so. Let's check out the kernel. Let's see. Okay, so we are adding the middleware into the middleware property, right? But currently we are implementing the middleware into the route, right? So instead of putting it here, what I'll do, I'll just cut our middleware from here. Just cut it, and I'll take a new property here. Okay, protected property, and it will be route middleware. Okay, it will be obviously array, and first will be our the name of the middleware. So our middleware name will be auth.check, something like this, and the value will be the path. Okay, let's end this line. Okay, so we added a new property which is route middleware. Basically this property should be here, but as we didn't install any kind of authentication scaffolding, so it didn't show up here. Otherwise we have this property predefined. So as we don't have it yet, so we just created a middleware route middleware protected property where we registered a new middleware. Got it? So in your kernel.php, if you don't find any kind of property like this, just create one and add your route here, because we'll be using this middleware into the route. Okay, now back to the web.php. Now in the middleware we have to provide the middleware name, so we call our middleware auth.check. Okay, just copy it, paste it here. So now this all route, the resource route, is protected via this middleware. Got it? Now if I try to access any of this route of the blog, if I go at the front end now, let's try to visit blog create page. Enter. So it took us to the page. Okay, so let me check it out. Let's go to admin, check middleware. Okay, so this portion is not running basically, because in the if condition we are adding here false. So if the condition is false, that means it will not run, right? So make it true like this. Okay, let's now try to visit this one, refresh this page, and as you can see, we cannot visit that page anymore. We will redirect back to our home page. If I try to visit again the create page, blog create, enter, you'll be seeing we are redirect back to our home page. No matter how much I try, I cannot access that, because here in the condition is true. That means if it is checking the condition, and as it's true, it is redirecting the user to the request to this home page. It is not passing it into the next request. If I add here false, now if I try to access block create, enter, look at now, we can now access our page. Got it? Now if I give you a little bit more hint about it, let's say I will add a user 1. Okay, now suppose this is our logging user and this is the ID of the user. Okay, so I know it can be a little bit tricky to understand if you didn't work, if you didn't work with the logging system or authentication before. Just suppose this is the user that you are logged in with and this is the user's ID. Got it? And only the user ID 1 can access this page. Other user cannot access this page. In that case, what we can do, we can add a middleware. Okay, we can add the middleware into the route. So when any of the user will hit this route, it will go through this middleware first. So middleware will check this if condition. If it's true, if the user ID is 1, in that case we will return the user to the next response. We will just pass the request to its destination, otherwise we will return the request to any other page. Got it? So how can we do that? In the if condition, we can do it like this: if the user ID is equals to 1. Okay, so if it's 1, so now it will redirect the user to home page, but we don't want that. If the user ID is 1, in that case we want that user can access the page, otherwise he will redirect to the our home route, right? So we can just tweak our condition a little bit. It can be is not is equals to. Okay, if the user ID is not is equals to 1, we will redirect the user to another page. Or if the user ID is 1, that means it is our admin user or any kind of supreme user who can view our the requested page. Let me show you. Now if I go to front end and I'm currently viewing the create page, if I refresh it, you'll be seeing that everything is working fine. Our page is refreshed and we are seeing the page, right? Now suppose we're currently logged in with the user which ID is 1, so that's why we can view the create page. But suppose now our user ID has been changed, we are logged in with another user which ID is 2. Okay, in that case what will happen, if I go here, refresh this page, you'll be seeing that we cannot access that page anymore because we are not an authenticated user. In the middleware we are saying if you want to view the page, you have to be a user which ID is 1, so we are authenticating here. Okay, so that's it. That's how you can create middleware and also set up sort of filtering way to your request. Okay, and I hope you understand how to use the middleware into your routes. There are several more cases where you can use the middleware, like inside route, inside method, etc, but we'll be seeing those later on in our projects. For now, that's it for enough for a beginner. So that's it. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Take care.